Welcome back, Hodlers. Today we're going to be talking about Visa, where they are in perspective of cryptocurrency, where Bitcoin is right now. Then we're also going to be talking about the little Litecoin debacle. So first and foremost, let's talk about Visa and the Visa CEO. The Visa CEO says, crypto could be extremely popular in 5 years. I tend to agree. I think the longer we go for adoption here, the more people get on board with cryptocurrency, the more popular it's going to get. The reason why I know this is because people that don't know about cryptocurrency are now asking me all these questions about NFTs and everything else in my real life. Like, this is an active thing that's happening. And before, I was crazy. I was crazy to be investing in cryptocurrency. People were like, "Oh, you're really going to put your money into that? Are you sure? I mean, like, you know what you're doing," right? Super, super skeptical. But now the crypto market has grown above $2 trillion, above Apple, Microsoft. Adoption is a matter of time at this point, in my opinion, and apparently in the CEO's opinion. So he says the growth of these technologies could be incredible. We see Visa, PayPal on board. MasterCard is also developing strategies to adapt with cryptocurrency. We're going to see an adaptation of the banks as well. I don't think we're going to see the death of the banks. I think banks are more going to adapt to the blockchain space and the crypto space. But Bitcoin and cryptocurrency could be very mainstream in the next 5 years. We're already kind of getting it as a mainstream thing. We're hearing about NFTs for sports players. We're hearing about people taking their salaries in Bitcoin. It's becoming more and more prevalent. Really, maybe 5-10 years ago, people wouldn't have thought much about hearing Bitcoin. They would have thought it was a scam or just some nerdy currency. But now everyone knows about it. Everyone at least has heard Bitcoin and most likely Ethereum and cryptocurrencies. Maybe they don't know much more past that, but they at least know that much. And that's incredibly bullish. And where we're going to go is going to be incredibly bullish. Visa wants to be prepared for this. Obviously, the CEO, Alfred Kelly, wants to kind of work at this because he's saying Bitcoin is the digital successor to gold, which I agree. Gold is kind of like the analog to Bitcoin. I don't think Bitcoin's ever, gold. I don't think gold's ever going to go away. I think gold is just as safe as holding Bitcoin. But I think in my opinion, Bitcoin is a better investment in some way than physical gold. But I know I could take some flack for saying that, and I want to be clear, I own both physical gold, Pax Gold, and cryptocurrency, obviously. So MicroStrategy's bought the dip. They have a recent regulatory filing that went through detailing exactly what they purchased. The total amount of Bitcoin currently stands at $419 million. Which is a good chunk of money. Now, they do say that their dollar cost average is $27,713, and I believe the dollar cost average was roughly $48,000. I saw that in another article. I don't know why it's not in this article, but obviously they were able to buy it not at the lowest amount, but often when we get these regulatory reports, we're seeing these days, if not months, after the purchase has taken place. And most likely we are going to see a lot of businesses kind of declare these types of purchases because Bitcoin was at a low, and we see Bitcoin kind of moving to stronger hands. It's very, very obvious with what's going on with cryptocurrency. So this is the reason why I say this. Now, the Week on the Chain, a Glassnode newsletter, is sent out every week, basically going over some nice metrics. And we can see the long-term holder accumulations kind of go on this rise over the last little while. So we see more strong hands, more long-term holders holding Bitcoin over short-term holders. Bitcoin is currently sitting at 45,135, below our 200-day moving average. Whether or not we're going to stay below, I'm not sure. I think at this point we are going to struggle with our 200-day. And I do think that we could go down roughly to the $40,000 mark. I don't think we'd see much lower than that. Now, I do think once we do go down, if we do go down to that point, it will be a quick shoot up after that. I think if we get to a point where we're so oversold, we are going to have to go through some sort of run up. Now, a couple of things to be aware of is we are coming up to our golden cross. We'll be talking about golden crosses tomorrow, but traditionally when a golden and a death cross happens, usually the opposite that you would expect happens immediately before the big run up. So what I mean by that is usually when you see a death cross, you see a pump before the death cross, and then you see the death cross, and we kind of go on a decline, which is what we kind of saw here. Now, if we do see a golden cross, we could see an immediate dump, but we could see a spring shoot up and a reignition going up to a 52,000 plus Bitcoin and back into kind of bullish territory. So I fully believe that that's something that could happen. Our crypto market is currently suffering a little bit. Cardano is down 5% after Alonzo, so it is currently sitting at $2.45. Ethereum is currently below 3,300, so kind of going back to its support line basically before it kind of pumped up. So we kind of see that 3,300 line proving to be a line of support and resistance for Ethereum. So we'll see exactly what happens here, if it's able to kind of stay level or make it above. Solana as well went through a bit of a drop last night. I don't know exactly what happened. I believe there was a FUD article. I didn't catch it. I don't know exactly what it was. I ended up purchasing a little bit of Solana at $159. So nothing crazy, just bought a little bit to start playing with Radium. I think it's fantastic. I've been playing with it. Everything's super quick, really reactionary. The wallet is very intuitive. So I absolutely will be making more videos on that in the future. Our one gainer of the market is Polkadot. Polkadot squeezing out, trying to get back up to those numbers. We talked about Polkadot is going to be fighting to get back up to its all-time highs. Will it continue this pump, or will it just trade level? I think with how the market is right now, we'd be lucky to see Polkadot trade level. But I do think at this point, Polkadot will most likely go down a little bit with the rest of the market. Nothing to fear. I am very, very bullish on where Polkadot's going to go. So I'm not terribly concerned. So again, this is a bit of a quicker update. I mean, not much is going on other than that. So the last bit of news, and definitely not least, is this basic, like, weird pump that we saw with Litecoin. Now, the reason why we saw this is some sort of article or something came out saying Walmart was going to accept payments in Litecoin. I don't even know how that would have been possible for Walmart to put in place with their infrastructure, with their outdated debit machines at every single till. But sure enough, Litecoin shot up to $240 on basically nothing, on a hope and a prayer, and then instantly crashed when Walmart confirmed that no, they will not be taking payments. I mean, you can hope to dream, Litecoin bros, but unfortunately it wasn't meant to be. So Litecoin is now just trading back to where it was. I don't really see any big effect. I could see if like that didn't happen, Litecoin would probably just make this move. So very impressive. But who knows? Who knows what could have happened here? I think this is just an incredible spike, and it just goes to show that you really need to be careful about what news you're consuming and making sure that you're checking the validity of those statements. That's it for me. Hopefully this helped you on your Monday. If it did, go ahead and give me a like and subscribe to the channel for more crypto news and content. All right, everyone. Happy hodling.